Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had the person that sells burritos out of the back of their trunk to make a living, smash the subscribe button. Go ahead and smash it right now. First and foremost, shout out to all the patrons. I love you. Believe me when I tell you, you are the heartbeat of this channel. You're the only thing keeping this going. Stay tuned for your well-deserved shout out at the end. This episode right here, man. I would rather fight 100 lions led by a sheep than 100 sheep led by a lion. What does that mean? Yesterday, I gave you a rundown, right? 74 murders within the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation since Jeff McCumber has become secretary. Beginning in December 2022, two of those were poor little old innocent ladies that got choked out by inmates in family visiting, conjugal visits. One level 4 GP killer escaped, my boy Cesar Hernandez. So Hector, after you done beat us down disrespectfully yesterday, yeah, I apologize for that, man. Never want to do that. Never want to do that. If we get rid of Jeff McCumber, will that solve the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation's problem? No, it won't, right? I'm going to show you bad leadership, the system. I'm going to show you the importance of leadership. Good leadership, which I've had the honor, the privilege of being served and served by the best man you can ever think of, man. Hector Leja, Michael Becker, Lonnie Allen, Edgar Daclon, Joselito Villanueva, Ryan Wood. All of these men were killed in action, all right? All of these men were great leaders. They would die for you. And they did. Even if you get rid of Jeff McCumber, right? The next person that comes in the seat, let's say they are a solid individual, right? With good morals, belief system. I got to really put do not disturb on this motherfucker. Hold on. Despensa la tira. Do not disturb, motherfuckers. You're disturbing me. You're disturbing my peace. Even if you put a solid individual, right, that person's going to have a choice to make. Well, it is the California model to blame. Well, the California model is the gasoline on the fire. Okay, the California model is the gasoline on the fire. So even if you took out Jeff McCumber and you took out the California model, you're still going to have a broken system, all right? And the system's going to have to be fixed. Oh, shit, Hector, that kind of makes sense. Elaborate more. Oh, I will. So if you put a new person in with some brains and some nuts and some backbone, that person's going to be told what to do by the governor, all right? It's currently Governor Gavin Newsom. If he openly goes against the grain, he's going to get removed from the seat. That's a fact. That's just politics. I'm letting you know the real deal. Depending on who that person is, right? Let's say, as an example, right? They put me as the secretary of the department. I'm going to show you how fucking corrupt the system is. You know how many people hate me that are associate directors, wardens, chief deputy wardens, associate wardens, captains, all the way down. No matter what I tell them, they will self-sabotage the plan, right? They will, and that's what's fucked up. That's what's fucked up. People's egos, titles, positions, incompetence, gross negligence, they will purposely sabotage, right? Just because they don't like me. That's how fucked up the system is. So even then, that would be damn near impossible to fix. You would have to follow Machiavelli the Prince's theory of removing everybody. Trump said it, draining the swamp. You would have to drain the swamp, right? Because it's a system of bad leaders. Now, real quick, just got to put an emphasis. Not all managers and administrators are bad, okay? There are some solid, good-hearted people. God loves them, and they love God. But they are not enough to change the system, right? They are the minute, man. All right, Hector, we're kind of seeing where you're going with this. So the reason I came to realize that Jeff was fucking a numbskull was when he, right? Because I gave him a chance. I sat back and observed like a good fucking individual. And when he came out and made that speech saying we are going forward with the California model, we are to expect challenges and hiccups, that wrote him off for me, right? That was like, okay, I know where this dude stands. Then I seen him talk in the Senate hearing, and holy shit, man, not the brightest tool in the toolbox. So I'm like, oh, dude, this is all bad for the officers, for the inmates, for the family members of the inmates. This is a fucking destruction, right? It was already going on that path. Remember 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. We're now in 2025. All the changes happen when we let the heavy hitters out of the shoe. I'm not knocking that, right? Because I've agreed putting men in boxes for fucking 10, 20, 30 years was not the answer. Because there was a lot of violence on the yards. A lot of violence. Where was I going with this? I've only had 3 cups of chanate so far. Just took my daily masa. You have the union. The union. Well, I don't got to tell you where they stand or where they lay. They lay in bed with Sacramento. That's a fact. I mean, they even made up this little scheme where you can continue to get paid by union paying your dues money as an independent contractor. Wow. Now, they may not be illegal. It's definitely shady and unethical and immoral. I can't tell you how bad the department is right now. It is extremely fucking bad, man. The amount of messages I get daily of what is actually happening inside. You got to understand something. I don't divulge everything that is being told to me, right? That's not my angle. That's not my MO. And I protect everybody. But I don't divulge everything. I read a lot. I get a lot of intel. That's evidence-based, factual, proven. And I'm like, damn. Now, I will say this. I will say this. I've recently heard, 7 minutes in, that's a backstory. I've recently heard that Jeff McCumber is doing his due diligence. I've recently heard this. This is a fact. I've heard he's making phone calls to the wardens and saying, hey, I want a real lockdown, not whatever the fuck you guys have been doing, okay? Slam them. So that's one thing. Also, remember I made a big deal about inmates getting caught in possession of a weapon and then they're not going to the hole, inmate Peppers and inmate Shaw. I have heard now that inmates are now going to the hole for being in possession of a weapon, which is a good thing. I can't even believe I'm thrilled about that because we should have never gotten away from that in the first place, right? But there's a thing called a little too late, right? And then there's a thing called a conflict of interest, right? You cannot preach the California model, try to be friendly with the inmates and light-handed with the inmates and then try to drop the hammer and slam all level 4 institutions. You're just going to confuse the shit out of the inmates, man. You're going to piss them off. And when inmates are pissed off, they become violent. That's a fucking fact. That's common sense. Anybody gets pissed off, they're going to be like, the fuck? What are you doing? Why are you mismanaging me? Okay? When it comes to human lives, inmates, officers, family members. Remember those 2 fucking ladies that were killed? 2 ladies that had no business with prison, visiting prison, were killed. Those are civilians. That's public safety. Level 4 escape. That's public safety. When you're dealing with human lives and you have incompetent people, people die. That's a fucking fact, man. Fortunately, in Iraq, I had great leaders. Fortunately. People did die. But that was a result of the war. That was a result of fucking combat, life. I remember we got a new lieutenant. After our lieutenant, Torres got wounded. I was there for that. His fucking foot was fucked up. Looked like hamburger beef. He got medevaced out. We got a new lieutenant. He was a tanker, ranger tab. We had already been in country. March, April, May, June, July, August, September. We had already been in Iraq for 7 months, right? We have already seen enough combat. We get this new tanker, and he wasn't a bad guy. He was our platoon leader. He wanted to go see combat, man. Oh, let's go over here. Let's go over there. Oh, the enemy's over here. Let's go over here. And I was his driver for a good minute. I'm like, hey, sir, like kind of like pump the brakes, man. Pump the brakes. Like, what you think you want? You don't want. Relax. We're going to get into combat, right? But you ain't got to go fucking looking for it the way you want to go look for it, man. No, I didn't talk to him like that. I kind of politely said that. I remember one time we were on MSR Tampa, and I'm not saying he was a bad leader. I'm just saying he was actually a great leader, a good, decent leader, good leader. I'm just saying that, hey, these can make all the differences in the world between life and death. One bad fucking call. Now imagine making numerous bad calls after numerous bad calls after numerous bad calls and then getting promoted for it. Oh, that's a disaster. That's a department. I remember we are at MSR Tampa right now, one time. Fuck, right now too, PTSD. That is the main highway that goes from Kuwait all the way up to northern Iraq, Mosul, Kirkuk, and the main supply highway. It's anybody that's ever lived in the Imperial Valley, it's like a 2-lane highway. Probably when you go up to 99, Fresno, or wherever that's at, you get 2 lanes over here, 2 lanes over here, and then the median. We were on a clover leaf overpass. You guys know what a clover leaf is? Like over here, overpass to get on, 4 of them. We were on the side. We got a bolo. Be on the lookout for a 18-wheeler that's a car bomb. They were doing a lot of VBIDs, vehicle-borne IEDs at the time. They had just started. 18-wheeler, white 18-wheeler, diesel truck, car bomb. And I was driving the lieutenant. I was parked, and he goes, hey, there it goes right there. Let's go get it. And I looked over him. I said, sir, how exactly do we go get a car bomb? He's like, just go. Right? And we went. Anyways, I'm glad I was able to put you up on game. It's kind of hard to do it in these little 15-minute segments, but I try daily. Again, none of this is my plan. I've been served for a greater purpose, right? Sent by somebody up above. With that, love you guys. This message was sponsored by the following patrons. Another Day, Another Murder. We got a bunch of new patrons, too. If you haven't already signed up, you're missing out. Another Day, Another Murder. Cynthia, Crank My Hog Gooner. Alma, Te Manda Saludos Cheyenne. That's probably my favorite one right now because it sounds so dangerous. Te Manda Saludos Cheyenne. Amio Cap, how much time do I have in the books? None. We burned it all. Cajilla Mañaco, Coach Manny, Timothy, it is what it is. Danny Fresh, Rescue Chick, 70. Fatima, JP6184. John Paps, Abuelita's Journey, Abuelita's Irma, John Wick, Rodrigo Keep Pushing Forward, Giant Manhattan Pizza in Anaheim. Go check them out. Hopes and Promises, Scary Perry, Put a Work Order in Jolene, Third Watch Desert Warrior, James, Cali Cash, Luis, Miguel, The Real Chit. If you have not already subscribed to the YouTube channel called The Real Chit, go over there and subscribe. They're doing the Lord's work. MC Counslip, Jeremy, Frank, Roberto, Lilybutt209, all you pedophiles pretending to be gangster, Ernie Castle 420, 89 made me, you're a long way from Starbucks, homie, Ali, Terry, Ramiro de Leon, The Hound, Miss R, Milkers, La Primera Play at Your Own Risk 209, A-Rod 310, Chris Lesniak, Brian the Lone Specialist, Big Shags at Westminster, shout out to Westminster, Pachanga 209, Darlene from Santa Ana, VSP Eddie, Sabatino, on to page number 2. Earth, Blood, Operator, Adaberto, Mercenary Mindset, Any Reason I Can't Hold You, Fontaine, Dixon, McCrary, Program Time, Carnalito, Treatment Not Time, Gigi, Warishi Blend at StateIssuedCollection.com. Go to StateIssuedCollection.com. There's a few bags left. You want to be able to snag those up. Shut the F up and make it wink. A la Verga 760, G-Ride, The Prison Psychologist, Fuerte 84, Zeus, Michigan Wolverines, Mr. Castle, Put Me Out 6, Self, AWOL like Monty, Cherokee Cat, Raider 62, L, Eli, Gerardo, Rico, SD, Pelon 1205, who's doing the pipe, Denise, the real McCoy, not the fake McCoy, JB Smooth, Salinas Valley Outdoors, go check them out. CO, but the cop on second watch said you'll do the bad move. Oh man, my bad. Hey, you know what, fuck it, we'll do the bad move. I don't give a fuck. Who you trying to move in with? Nah, I can't do that one, man. What? Why not? I'm suicidal. All right. Put your hands behind your back. Ricardo, Maladjusted, Ragtoss 5.0, Carmine the Pitbull, EOP Whisper, F 602, EOP, DME, DPP, OPP, he, she, fuck me. La Reina, Winston, Tony, Lead with Love, Albert 12 on the dead homies, LT Keeps It 100, Big Uso D, J.I. Esquiel, Nova, the retired CO, on to page number 3, the homie Marius, Chevelle 66, hey girl, pop me up so I can give you some OJT, keep your money, I want change at CCPOA. And the homie Rags, if you have not already signed up for that Patreon and you want to help me do what I do and look at videos you can't see anywhere else, make sure you hit that link in the description below. You're definitely missing out. Love you. Happy Sunday. God bless you. Keep pushing forward.